how do you create an interactive Israel experience with the opportunity to participate in the Jewish Federation of North America National Winter Family Mission to Israel. JFNA represents 154 Jewish Federation and 300 network communities, raising collectively over $900 million for projects in Israel and 70 countries around the globe. JFNA mission is rooted in community building, leadership development, and fundraising. And when you come to Israel, you'll take pictures and video, but how do you get it to be interactive? JFNA partnered with the Eye Center to launch the first ever Google Glass integration into a mission. Participants were given Google Glass to tell their story through a unique lens. Google Glass allows users to take pictures and video in real time, create Google Hangouts, and even get directions. Let's take a closer look. As a tour guide, you have been on hundreds of Israel experiences. And as being a teacher for guides as well, you understand the importance of bringing Israel to life. And you have a lot of passion when you explain the various sites and bringing knowledge to the group. And this trip, we utilized Google Glass for this unique Israel experience. Talk about interactive technologies and how it can enhance an Israel experience.
The use of technology while touring Israel, like the Google Glass and other smartphone application, can help us to communicate with the families and relatives outside Israel. They can follow our trip. They're part of the tour. The friends and families that stayed behind in America can see all the sites we've been. They can be actually part of our experience day after day, site after another site, and I think it can enhance the feelings that the tour is more like a shared tour. I'm sharing my own Israel experience as a tourist, of course, with my friends and relatives back home. More than that, the use of technology like Google Glass and all the social network application will help to promote Israel for other tourists. For example, if a family, a group, a person in our group posted pictures on Facebook, tweet on Twitter, while using the Google Glass or his own smartphone tablet application, I think that all the social networks of these tourists will see Israel through the eyes of a traveler and not through the eyes of the newspaper or the TV, the news on TV. And this will bring direct connection to Israel without all the hard news that we're all familiar with about the Israeli-Palestinian, Israeli-Arabs conflict. And I think that it can promote tourism to Israel on a better way than the old-fashioned commercial and advertising of come tour the Holy Land. This is not only come tour the Holy Land. This is Israel. This is my own private experience, as you've seen on Twitter, on Facebook. Welcome. You are welcome to join us for the next tour.
Why do you think missions are so important?
Mission to Israel are so important specifically because of the Jewish Federation of North America mission, because I think this is not a regular tour. This is a trip where the people, I don't see them as a tourist, I see them as a partnership of the State of Israel, partnership in the Zionist movement, and they can come over here not only to learn about the historical sites and the geography and the history of Israel. They come over here also to see the challenges that we're faced. They come over here to see the obstacles that the people of Israel are dealing with daily life. And the mission of the Jewish Federation, they come over here, they see where the money that the Federation fundraise goes, different organization, and they can be part of the project that the Federation runs in Israel for the next generation. And of course, because of the family mission, they keep on the tradition to the next generation. I know that today one of the dilemmas of the Jewish community of North America, the diaspora in general, is what will happen to the next Jewish families? What will happen to the next generation? I know that there is a The assimilation, it's a hot topic now in America. So the Federation mission to Israel can help to strengthen the connection of the next generation to the state of Israel and to the people of Israel as well.
And you've done a lot of interesting things over the years. Most recently, you've launched your own app to really bring in unique Israel experiences. Talk about that process and where you're going with that.
In the last 3 years, I launched an app as an employee of the Dead Sea and Arava Science Center. It's our R&D, Research and Development Center in the Dead Sea. And this app, the idea of that app was to bring the information and the knowledge about sites and route tracks of different places around Israel, to bring that information to the tourist, followed by short text, illustration, images, pictures, video clips, and audio guide, vocal guide. And after 3 years, the app runs in the different app store like Android and the app store of Apple. We realized that there is a need for the tourist for more information about Israel beside the guidebook, the handbook of Tourist Israel like Lonely Planet or other handbooks, because we realized that the tourists, when he come to Israel, more and more tourists do use their cell phone, their tablets to search for information. And we think that to promote an application that gives you the knowledge and background information, history, archaeology, Zionism, tradition, also about animals and trees of Israel, with short video clips, with the nice pictures, it can have another experience beside just the visit.
And now you're looking to go bigger in terms of trying to figure out the next wave of engaging people through apps. Talk a little bit about what your plan is.
I think that the next stage, I hope in the upcoming years, will be the use of the Google Glass as a tourist. I can look through the Google Glass, I can see the sites, I can ask or talk to the glass and research about the place. And I also want to have an augmented reality of the places. For example, if we're standing at the top of Masada and I'm looking on the antiquities of Herod Palace, on the ruins of Herod Palace, I want to see how it was look like 2,000 years ago. I want to see floods in the desert. I want to see old synagogues come to life through the augmented reality of the glasses. And I think that will be the next step of the glasses.
So tell us the best part of your trip.
The best part of my trip is I actually did Birthright a year and a half ago, and just everything was just so different, and it was very modern, and we got to see things that we wouldn't have gotten to see, and it's just a really eye-opening experience. I think my favorite part though was going to the Arab house for dinner and just seeing what their culture is like, because it's, it wasn't like a secret. It was more just like blind. I just didn't know how things work there. It's really cool.
And you use Google Glass just to take a picture. How's the experience for you?
It was pretty cool, pretty easy. All you gotta say is okay glass, take a picture, and it does it for you. It's really cool.
Best part of the experience was probably going to the wall on Friday night. It was such a spiritual moment, and it was just like a holy place. And what I really got out of this trip was that Israel isn't just a religion. It's like there's so much more to it than just black hats and keyboards. My experience with glass was really great. I think I started out with it at Caesarea, and it was a little tough there because of the glare. But I thought the concept of having basically a miniature computer right in front of your eye is brilliant, because you can do whatever you want without even moving a finger. The time that really will stick with me probably for the rest of my life was at the Ethiopian absorption center. I was with little Ethiopian kids who don't even remember where they're from, and they're looking at YouTube videos about Ethiopia, and I interviewed some of them, and when I see it, I'm just going to remember how touched I felt at that moment.
My favorite part of the trip was probably the night when we stayed on the kibbutz. When we went and saw the man named Menachem, and he taught us a lot about the life of the ancient Jews. And I think I'm going to take out of this trip that Israel is really an amazing place where the old, the history, and the new, the modern side of the world right now come together. My experience with Google Glass was very cool. I started out on the first day when we were at it's kind of like an orchard with oranges, and we were picking them for charity. And I had no idea what to expect really with Google Glass. It was just such a foreign concept, having an electronic device where you would put glasses. And at first I kind of kept going cross-eyed trying to see the screen. Once I got it, it was definitely a really cool thing where you can just say, take a picture, and you don't have to, you can keep doing what you're doing. Like when I was picking oranges, I just said, okay, Glass, record a video. And all of a sudden I was recording a video without even moving my hands or stop, I didn't have to stop what I was doing.
Your most meaningful moment on the JFNA Winter Family Mission?
I think my most meaningful moment would be when my son Robbie reached the wall.
And obviously this is your first time in Israel.
Yes.
And this is you have certain expectations when you're coming to a group experience. Did anything change from like when you first came on the trip to now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think an expectation of that the people would be thinking more about the peace negotiations going on. But in reality, a lot of them are thinking about the struggles they have in everyday life. Food on the table or changing things in society. I think the word I would describe Israel is a lot more dynamic than I really thought it was. And I have a much better appreciation of what their struggles are. In some cases, they're somewhat similar to some of the everyday struggles we have in the United States. But I want to say that within context without talking about the peace negotiations.
And you had a chance to use Google Glass on the trip. How was the experience for you?
Yeah, I think Google Glass was great. I think the reason why is that sometimes when you're looking at something using glass, you can start speaking whatever your emotion is, as opposed to reaching for a camera or a cell phone to then capture that moment. The moment's already gone. So I think Google Glass provides a real connection to whatever you're looking at, expressing what you're feeling with that visual connection. Pretty amazing.
As you can see, Google Glass is a wonderful tool to enhance your Israel experience. This is Aaron Herman. Thanks for watching.